to be in it. But her show essentially is just like all things geek. So she'll talk about like Marvel, she'll talk about like anime, she'll talk about like really just anything in the like the geeky nerdy world, which I think is a lot of fun, and I'm really excited because if any of you guys know me personally, I'm a big nerd. Her show is Tuesday, I think it's either 10 or 11 p.m. I think it's 11 Eastern Standard Time. It's a lot later in the night. I'm 99% sure it's 11. You can check the banner tomorrow just to make sure. Yeah, it's at 11. I'm off for Nerd Gym. Well, you definitely want to catch the show tomorrow. Definitely want to catch the show tomorrow, but I'm really excited because, like, actually, initially, fun fact, when I was pitching this show that we have today, when I was pitching this show, I was like, you know what? What if I had, like, a nerd show or, like, an anime show? And my manager, he was like, oh, we already have a show like that. I was like, oh! And he was like, Ariana, and I was like, that makes sense. I was like, yeah, she is. I was like, yeah, that's a perfect show for her. I was like, yeah, she would do better at that show than me. Literally what I said verbatim. I was like, yeah, she would do way better at that type of show than me. I was like, yeah, that's definitely her show. I was like, that's definitely up her alley. But yeah, so here we are today in our show. So, how this show works. So again, this show is called Believe It or Not with Ebby Lynn. So essentially, it's kind of like Two Truths and a Lie combined with like show and tell. Oh yeah, if it's your first time for the show, don't worry about it. This is going to be a lot of fun. This episode in particular is going to be, I know I say it like every week, but the stories for this week are literally like, you can't believe any of them. Like, I know the stories, and I know these people, but I'm just like, nah, these didn't happen. It's crazy. It's crazy. So essentially, each show, we have people essentially tell the most unbelievable stories. You know, like when people are telling you a story, like maybe a friend or like an uncle, and you're just like, nah, there's no way. There's like no, you might be like, haha, okay. But like in the back of your mind, you're like, there's literally no way that happened. Like, there's no way. There's literally, like, that's crazy. Crazy talk. Thank you guys for the gifts, and thank you, Daria. Like, there's no way. But yeah, these stories did happen. At least 2 of them did. There's a catch. Remember how I said this is like 2 truths and a lie? Well, it is like 2 truths and a lie. Oh my god, I like shook the whole thing. That's hilarious. Well, it is like 2 truths and a lie. It's exactly like that. I wanted to spit out my gum real quick. It is like 2 truths and a lie. So essentially 2 people are telling like actual genuine stories that have happened to them, but one person is just lying. It's a made up story. And it's your guys' job to figure out who is the imposter. Da-da-da-da. But yeah, so essentially, this is the beginning of the show. It's kind of like a little bit of the interlude. We're kind of playing for time a little, but also just talking about the show. So I'm going to go over other shows. I actually haven't really done this. It's one thing that I definitely want to start doing. I'm going to actually go over. It is kind of like the game Among Us. That's actually partly where it's inspired from, to be honest. Because that game is so popular now. It's like people would like a show like this. We find, so my very, very, very first show. No, that's my second show. Hold on. We're going to my very, very first show. Oh, actually, we did have 2 top badges the first show. I forgot about that. But our very, very first show, we had top badge Ben, if y'all know Ben. And we had top badge Caitlin, if y'all know Caitlin. We had Kim. Kim's actually in the comments right now if she wants to give a little hello. Make sure y'all favor her. That's him. That's her. She said hello. Make sure to hit her with a favor. Kim is amazing. One of the sweetest people that you would ever meet on this app. I absolutely love her. So they were in my very, very first show. Huge shout out to those three because they helped make this show possible. So they have a special little spot in my heart because I was really, really sweet to them. I was literally so nervous. And I know they were nervous too, but I was so nervous. Yeah, their first, that first show was, they were talking about, like, car trips. So they all, like, had a car trip. Car trip. Like a road trip. I don't know why I said car trip. Car trip kind of is like a weird way to word it. So the very second show we had, oh my goodness. So our very second show that we had cart trip. I know, I'm like wording it all over the place. So our very second show, we had Top Badge Jer, we had Top Badge Bailey, if you guys know Bailey. Actually, we've had a lot of double top badges now that I think about it. I didn't mean to, it just happened. And then we had my really, really good friend, Nahai, who isn't a top badge, but she's been on this app, like, a long time. So, like, if you know her, you know her. And their story was, like, amusement parks. They had, like, crazy things happen in amusement parks. So that was our second episode. Our third episode, honestly, one of my favorites, the theme was airport horror stories. Dun-dun-dun-dun. So, yeah, airport horror stories are... They're horror stories, you know, like when you think of airport horror stories, they're just so tense and you're just like, oh. But for that we had Top Badge KDB, we had Dario who's in the comments right now. He was actually the imposter too. No. And then we had a good friend of mine named Holly. He's actually newer to the app, and I wanted to invite to the show because I thought it'd be like a really great like experience. Like, boom, this is what Meet Me's all about. She loved it. So for tonight's show, we have my friend Panda, who is a VIP badge. He's in the comments now, and we have Top Badge Sumner and we have Top Badge Ariana, and they're going to be in here tonight. Cap. Thank you for the favor, Aiden. Alright, so to start with, we're actually going to have Panda hop up in here tonight. So whenever you're ready, Panda, just get ready to box in. So we've got our notes here, and tonight's theme is celebrities. Celebrities. Da-na-na-na. I know, it's a really fun one tonight. It is a really, really fun one tonight. Alright. Oh, no, I know. Alright, so, ooh. I love that. Everyone's like, ooh, right before. That's hilarious. I love that. Alright, so we're getting Panda up in the box. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Just...
Can everybody hear me? Hello?
Oh, yeah. I actually love that you said that because, some of the feedback I got on like my first or second show, my dad was in, and he was like, I couldn't really hear one of your guests. So yeah, can everybody type 1 if you can hear Panda okay.
Hello?
Type 2 if you can't. 1 if you can hear him good. 2 if you can't.
Alright, if you type 2, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh my goodness. Alright, everybody can hear just fine.
Oh, no,
Right,
yeah, you definitely about to get put in the ditch. Alright.
Alright.
What's popping, everybody? Alright, so we're talking about celebrities. Ooh.
I got a little bit of
no
celebrities. So yeah, this is a pretty crazy story. So let's get right into it. So remember, you have about 10-15 minutes. Be good on the details. We got this.
So
that's great.
Celebrities. I went to this concert.
Where are you at? And how long ago is this?
This was 3 years ago. I went to a 2 Chainz concert, but I was at work at the time, and like right across the street, they would have these big time concerts for like whatever events were going on at the time. So right across the street was the 2 Chainz concert. We had Imagine Dragons right down the street that was playing at a different one. Oh, Ariana's in the building. Shout out to Ariana and everybody else in here. Anyways, I was working in the kitchen, right? And, you know, everybody was like, oh, man, we're about to go out to the 2 Chainz concert, you know, while I was dead at the time. So next thing you know, the whole kitchen left, and I'm a dishwasher, so I'm just
Like
over there cleaning
literally
dishes.
everybody just left, and you're just sitting there like, bruh.
Yeah, like, yo, where'd everybody go? Like, hello. I'm calling them on the phone.
This
Nothing ever
place.
happened.
Hey, who
Didn't
is
answer the phone.
like I'm in charge?
Yeah,
Your
and they
manager.
didn't. Even the manager didn't even know they left until they came back.
Oh
Crazy thing about
wow.
it.
How many people
Crazy.
work there?
Well, in the kitchen, well, there's a lot of people who work there, but like there was a lot of workers. Like it was a big time restaurant, so
Oh
we're
really? Okay,
pulling
so
in
it was like they just kind of
we're
snuck away.
we were pulling in about like $50,000 a week with big time concerts.
Wow! Yeah, that's a big time restaurant then.
Some crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure. That's a lot.
So
Jeez.
that is a lot. You know what? The funny thing about that is that I actually I didn't even tell the manager I was going. So you know what? I went straight into the concert,
You're like,
and then next thing you know, Two Chainz was picking out the fans or whatever to come up on stage. So then he pointed at me, but I didn't know he was pointing at me because I was looking around. I was
you were like right up in the front then.
Yeah, and he just came out with a single, so he wanted to have fans come up on stage and
And just
pretty
chill or
much
whatever.
just like dance and everything and chill. Yeah, so he pointed at me, and then next thing you know, I'm looking around. I'm like, I'm the only white person in a black concert. So I was like, hold the fuck up. So then, I got up on stage.
Oh no, man.
It's fine. So I'm just saying. So I went up on stage, and next thing you know, I'm just sitting there chilling and everything else. And then next thing you know, I missed about like 30 calls from my manager trying to figure out where I'm at. Next thing you know,
ooh,
the kitchen people went back into work, right? They snitched on me. They snitched on me, and then next thing you know, I went back in after I got off the stage, and then I got sent home early. The very next day, I got fired. Very next day, I got fired.
That's wrong.
You ain't supposed to be at no concert while you're working. And I'm like, oh.
Wow.
And you know who snitched on me? The kitchen people did.
It's always the kitchen people. Everything goes down with
kitchen people. I missed 30
every
calls from my
time.
manager.
Every time. That's so wrong. They were jealous. You're the one that got chosen to like hop up on stage.
Yeah, they got jealous. I got chosen, right? Exactly. And I'm just saying, like, if I get called on stage by obviously a rapper or whatever, I'm gonna be grabbing my tissues and everything, like, oh my God, help me. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I think that was like the most like hilarious like story that I've ever came down to, so I'm really thankful on that one.
I just think that it's messed up that they fired you just like that. They're like, huh, yeah, you got. Did they fire anybody else?
Stuff, right? I can't believe I got fired.
You don't know.
No,
you just don't know.
It was 6 people in the kitchen. 6 people went to the concert. I was the 7th person. So when the kitchen people come back, of course they're gonna get jealous. It's it's 6 against 1, so that's like a whole.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You are outnumbered there.
But yeah, I think it's kind of
all right.
But at the same time, I did have a good time. I did have a great time.
No, that's an experience of a lifetime too.
Like,
for sure.
Wouldn't you be surprised if you got called up on stage? I mean, you being a female, of course, you know what I mean? And you're like, this person, come up on stage.
I've probably had maybe 1 or 2 things like that happen before. Like, at my high school, like, lock-in, whatever, the senior thing, we had a hypnotist, and he chose me, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get hypnotized, and then it didn't work. And then I was trying to pretend like it was working, and he called me out. He was like, you gotta go back. And I was like, no! Which is kind of like, it's a good
More
thing.
like you gotta get baptized. Are you sure you did get baptized and not hypnotized?
I also, like, really wanted to be hypnotized, but oh well, you know. All right. Well,
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah, they
guys,
were definitely
give a
jealous. That's
round
awesome.
for Panda. Type more. You can like use the clapping emoji. You can like type one to clap. Just one. That will just be the applause. Give us applause. Oh, I love how some of y'all were like ready with the little clapping emojis. Applause.
Yes,
Applause.
yes, let's go. Let's get those
All
fingers
right.
pointed
Well,
up.
thank
All
you for
right.
hopping in
I
and
hope everybody
sharing your
has a
stories
great
with us.
day. I love you guys so much. Bye.
Make sure. Oh, before you go, guys, make sure to hit Panda with a favorite. Panda, when do you normally go live? Tell the people.
Well, there's like various days. Like okay, so the best time, like legit, like the best time for me to go live is honestly like I would say like 10 p.m. But like the greatest time to go
You
live
go
is early
live.
in the morning. So
You go
8
live
a.m.
late then, typically.
Yeah, late, but you know, if you want, like, if you want to actually wake up early enough, you know, I'll be live at 8 a.m. every
Mm-hmm.
single day. 7 days a
All right,
week, just
cool.
FYI. Letting everybody know I go live 7 days a week.
Awesome. All right,
So I
guys.
hope everybody has a great
Panda with
stream. Thank you so
favorite.
much, Ebby, for being on your show. This is awesome.
Oh, no, of course. Thank you so much for being a guest. So, yeah, guys, another round of applause or type ones to give them, like, applause. So you can't find the emojis quick enough. Woohoo! All right, Ari, when you're ready, box up and I will let you in. I'm going to kind of build it up. This thing's going to be so hype. Well, thank you, guys. To anyone who's hopping in and you guys are like, what the heck is going on here? You're like, what is this? What's going on over here? Well, let me tell you guys. So you guys actually came in right in the middle of my show. So this is an official Meet Me show. It's been okayed with Meet Me. Second I get my pictures in, I'm going to have a banner right at the top. I'm an official profile picture, official #1 trending spot during the show. It's official. It's official. Official. By the way, Ari, are you boxing in? Just box in whenever you're ready, Ari. Yes. All right. So just box in whenever you're ready. But so this is an official Meet Me show, you guys, and I'm super excited. So this is actually our 4th episode that we've had, and we've had a lot of really great stories, a lot of really fun, interesting, amazing, fun guests. All great friends of mine, actually. Everyone who's been a guest on my show is a really great friend of mine. So next up, so we just had my friend Panda in the box. Basically, he told a story. Yep, so I will have an official banner and profile picture that will be made. I haven't seen a blast, but a blast would be awesome. But yeah, so it is super official. Hopefully in the next maybe 2 weeks we can have like a banner and everything made. Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad that they'll be able to see your story. All right. But essentially, and also, Panda, if you could do a big favor. We're about at the halfway mark in the show. I haven't seen big favorite Panda, and if you could snap call her. She did say that she wanted someone to like snap call her. If you could like try to kind of spam her, see if we can get her in here. Just kind of a slight allude to the side, because that would suck a lot if we all of a sudden didn't have a guest today. But it happens. This is the showbiz. And if worst case scenario, I think maybe I could tell her story. I don't think I could tell her story. Her story is too complex. Actually, I'll just tell my own story. I'll have to think of a backup story. Yep, I do. Perfect. All right, I just wanted to clear that. But yeah, anyone who's just hopping in, sorry for the distractions. Anyone who's just hopping in, welcome. This is my show, Believe It or Not, with Ebby Lynn. So essentially, each week on Mondays, right at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have 3 people that hop in and share stories with us. So they're the most crazy, unbelievable stories that you could ever imagine, right? and they all have a theme. So maybe one week it's all prom stories. One week it's all a mean boss. One week it's all like crazy neighbors. This week it is celebrity stories. So all these people have some sort of story with a celebrity or multiple celebrities. But right now we have Ariana who's hopping in the box, so make sure while she's telling her really crazy story, you guys favorite her. But keep in mind, we have four. We have 3 people who are telling guests tonight. Stories tonight. 2 of them are actual, true, genuine stories that have happened to these people, but one person is lying. So Panda, just now, he could have told an actual story, or he could have lied. Ariana that's hopping in, she could tell an actual story, or she could be lying. We don't know. Let's find out. Let's get her up in here. Alright guys, type 1 or clap emoji. Let's welcome her in. Woo! Hello, beautiful.
Can you all hear me? Everything's good?
Yep. Can everybody hear her? Type 1 if you can hear her. Type 2 if you can't hear her too good. First, let's check our audio. Again, type 1 if you can hear her good.
Okay, sweet. Awesome. Kinda. What do you mean, kinda? Oh, wait. Let me put... What about now? Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Ooh, that sound a lot better.
Yeah, okay. I just got to put this up and then put the general volume down.
Is that better? It's better for me, or is that better for you guys? All right, sweet. Let's get right into the story. I really like the sparkles. Are they like sparkles? That is really cool.
I didn't have to put on my makeup because I was so busy like running around, and I was like, oh, I got my snap filter. It'll be okay. Like,
wow, I love that. She's
right?
literally a sparkling goddess right now.
Like, so
I love that. I need to do that. Shoot. Ooh.
Yeah, okay.
She is.
So, where to start? I guess where to start is like my parents are really famous orchestral musicians, right? And I like my dad was a first French Philharmonic French horn player, and like in the LA Philharmonic and all of that. So I was like backstage of Universal Studios. We were like the Animaniacs, me and my siblings. So then, oh no. So then I was backstage one day. My dad was dragging me along, and I was kind of bummed out because I had something I wanted to do that day. But he's like, no, it'll be cool. You can just bring your comic books, and you'll have the whole backstage to yourself, and they'll have all those snacks that you like. I was like, okay.
Ooh, snacks. I would have been sold at snacks. Personally, I'm like, oh, comic books and snacks? Let's go.
Exactly. I love their snacks, too. They got the bombest little sandwiches. You know what I mean? Like, it's
yes.
So,
like, how old were you?
Stage. Oh, my goodness. Okay, sorry. Anyways, so as I'm backstage, like, I'm reading my comic book, and this is a time where, like, being a nerd is actually completely looked down upon. I was made fun of all the time. Like, I did not grow up popular, like, you know? So I'm reading, and I'm actually, like, first I'm jumping around a little bit, and I see somebody coming, and I immediately, like, I grab my comic, and I start reading it, and this guy just comes in, and I'm just like this. Obviously, I can't be reading it. Like, you know.
Right. So you were like in this back room. You were told that you were gonna be like in a private area all by yourself. So when this dude hops in, you're like, "Hey, yo, bro, what are you doing?"
I was like, "Wait, what? Why? You know?" Like,
right.
So, and then I didn't think he would talk to me, but then he goes like, "Oh, what you reading?" And I'm like,
"You're like." No.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, go away.
The last thing you want. That's hilarious.
And he's like, oh, that's cool. Which issue? And I was like, 655. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's like the remake of Damian Wayne, right? I was like, oh my God, yeah. So like, you like comics too? He's like, I love comics. Like, I'm all about Batman. I'm like, oh, me too. And the remake of Damian Wayne has got to be my absolute favorite, right? And so I was like, yeah. So I was like, I I'm so sorry. I have to do this. I need to get out of the box for like 1 second, and I'll be right back.
No, that's 100% okay.
I'm so sorry. But I'll finish in like 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So, all right. So, anyways, let's kind of have that there. So, a detail that she left out, but I remember that she told me was that she was 9 years old. So, kind of like how she mentioned, like kind of back in the day, it wasn't like a cool or popular thing to be a nerd. Like now it's like, oh, I'm a nerd, you know, woo! And it's kind of like, you know, like a thing. Like people are dressed up as a nerd for Halloween. Like it's not like as looked down upon in society to be a nerd. And I feel like that's a really good point that she made, like back then, because why she was, yeah, everybody think grandma's a nerd. Yeah, exactly, Dario. So especially back then, like it was kind of like, oh, all right, so here we go. She's back in. Oh, I forgot oh, there we go. It automatically saved. Okay, great.
Okay, so yeah.
So you were like 9. You were like really young.
Yeah, this was by the way for the movie Dogma. Not that I knew what that was. Nobody did at the time, but like I could see the movie, but I can't hear it because they're doing the audio recording. So it's like you can only hear the music.
Right.
You can't really get into the story that way. So I'm not really watching it.
Mm.
And so I obviously didn't put these two things together. Like, and as me and him are talking, like it starts dying down after like 15 minutes, and he's like, oh, okay, so I'm just curious, who do you belong to? Because like when children are on like backstage or like running around Universal Studios or whatever, people always want to know like who do you belong to? Do you belong to one of the audio people, or like who? So I was like, oh, I'm
And not to interject, but like when you brought that up to me, I was like, you know what? That's it, because that's not a question people just ask kids. Who do you belong to? But it makes sense in the saying. I just thought it was really interesting.
I swear, the industry is full of like really strange questions and sayings. You know what I mean? Like that are acceptable.
Oh no, I'm sure.
Like, only.
Yeah.
So like he's like, okay, yeah, so you're gonna be here for a really long time, because me and my friends, we just wanted to check out the audio for the movie, but we're only gonna be here for like another hour or 2 maybe. But you know, it's lonely back here. You know, I got video games. I got like good food, better food than here. I was like, ooh, better food. I got better food. What? And he's like, also I got other nerds that would love to talk, you know, and like talk about, they love Batman. And I'm like, bet, let's go already. Like, say no more. Lead the way.
Right, exactly.
And
I also love how you wore a Batman shirt. I love that.
I didn't even think about it. Like,
really? Oh my god, I thought it was totally planned. Oh my god, I literally love that. That's hilarious.
Inside, change really fast and everything.
That's hilarious.
Not out whatsoever. I'm just a bat freak. Like,
I love it.
So like, again, like this guy is like this big dude, this with a giant beard, and he takes me back to his place. It's like a separate, like not like a trailer, but it's like own little room kind of thing. And I open the door, like he opens the door, and bam, I see Ben Affleck. I was like, oh fuck. And then bam, I see Matt Damon, and I'm like, oh, he's an actor, and I was mean to him. Like I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, he's an actor. And he's all like, I was like, yeah, wow, okay. Anyways, so like that shock took me a moment where I was like, I'm sorry about how I treated you. Like at first I did not know. He's like, it's okay. You're fine.
So the original guy you were with, who's that?
That is Kevin Smith. That's right. I didn't even say who he was. Kevin Smith. So that whole like giant talk that we were like off on. I was talking to Kevin Smith the whole time, and he brought me backstage, like back into their trailer and their
little like, area,
their little shindig, in order to like, you know, chill with me, and like, because we were chilling. And in the end, like, me, Ben Affleck, and Kevin Smith, the Kevin Smith. I had no idea. I was 9, okay?
Right. She didn't know.
I had no idea. I didn't even know who that was back then, you know? Like, not many 9-year-olds know who that is, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, as, like, you know, we're talking and whatnot, he told Ben Affleck, like, how I got there. He's like, dude, she's a total bat freak. Like, she knows everything. He's like, oh, let's put that to the test. Let's have a bat conversation, right? So the three of us start getting, like, into this conversation. And it's like, oh, like, where is the origins of Gotham City? And Kenneth was like, I'm pretty sure it's a mixture between, like, Chicago and New York. And Ben Affleck was like, no. If it's anything, it's more like Detroit and New York. And I'm like, ha, you're both wrong. Get ready to be schooled by a 9-year-old little girl. Like, and I said it just like that. I was like, get ready to be schooled by a 9-year-old girl. And
That's
I was
hilarious.
like, and I told, like, the original Gotham came from the 1800s in the UK, where, like, you know, when the British were, like, trying to rule the world and collect taxes from everybody. And it was a city that, like, put on, they made, like, a pact with each other to put on, like, gesture costumes and all that stuff, and Harlequin outfits, and to cover their identities, in order to not place blame when they decide to start beating up each other, burning each other's buildings down, killing each other's children, all just anything to make them go, whoa, this isn't, and it worked. As soon as the British came, they saw all this, and they were like, run away, this place is insane. And they went to, and they're like, this Gotham City is too insane to collect taxes from. And that's why it was named the first and only insane city to ever exist. So I tell people that, and they're like, dang, we did just get schooled by a 9-year-old.
That's hilarious. I love that. That's really cool. I actually didn't know that it had, like, that interesting of, like, a background. I thought it was just a cool city name. Like, I didn't know it had, like, a whole story and, like, history to it. That's really cool. I like that.
It's a real place and everything. Like, pretty awesome. And we got to chill for a while longer. And like I said, Matt Damon was, like, running around somewhere, like, in the background. I don't remember what he was doing. He, like, popped up occasionally.
He was just kind of there.
Yeah, I think he was playing video games. I think that's what he was doing, because they had, like, a big pinball machine, and they had, like, a console. I don't even remember which console, but set up to, like, a huge projector. Oh, it was so great. It was so much cooler than my backstage. Like,
it was a really cool spot. That's cool.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
I love that. Well. Everybody, make sure to hit Ari with a fave. She came in bedazzled. She needs that fave. I really loved your story. That was a really awesome story. So, big round of applause for Ari.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, Ebby.
Oh my gosh, and thank you so much for being on my show. Actually, before you go, can you plug your show? I feel like that's really important.
Oh my gosh, and I even put it away. Look at this. Oh. I suck at this.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay, I still need to learn how to do all of that. I feel like that's important.
So my show is called Nerd to Know with Ariana. I call it like Nerd to Know, the Ariana show sometimes.
I love that. That's actually so cute.
Right? I thought it was cool. I pretty much talk about anything nerd related, and like everything, all things nerd related. And it's on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So,
Mhm.
yes, I'm getting on tonight, Jess.
Yep,
You guys
so
are doing
those in Michigan on the East Coast, 11 at night tomorrow. I will actually be a guest on there.
Yes, she will, and so will Panda, and hopefully Summer too.
Hopefully. I'll be there. Oh, yeah.
We shared them. Like,
Mhm.
so much.
That's actually what I really love. I don't know if you're in here when I was saying it, but I really love that we did that we just kind of like, and we're all just rolling into the next day. I think
I'm
that's
like, let's
awesome.
do this every week. That'll be so much easier, like, because it's so hard.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody just cycles through a week, all the shows. We just go like, do, 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 do. And like the show guests just do like 20 different shows a week. Yeah, me too, Panda.
I haven't gotten a
Woo!
Oh shucks. I mean, I could tell another, like.
Yeah, to be honest, I just don't really. I mean, it doesn't quote unquote like ruin the show. I could tell my own story. I just don't know what story I'd tell. Let me think. What kind of celebrities have I met? I know I have to have a celebrity story. I just like I'm not coming
I'm
up
very
with
curious.
one for some reason.
I know you have. Everybody has, I swear.
No, there's enough celebrities out there where everybody has a celebrity story.
Exactly.
Everybody's got one. Okay.
What about playlists? Did you meet anyone at playlists or anything?
I'm so happy you brought that up because I literally do have a story. There we go. Ari saving the day and saving the show. I was like, I know this. I know I have a story. All right. That's actually really great because overall, I always had a backup plan. I'm like, oh, for some reason, if one of my guests couldn't show up, like, I'll just tell my own. But I should have had a story chosen ahead of time, but I've got one now. We are solid. I'm going to be my own guest in my own show. It is okay.
It works.
It works.
It fits
All
me.
right. And I love it. All right. Well, everybody, make sure to hit Ariana with a favorite. She literally saved the show. You guys don't even understand. I've got it from here. Jesus, take the wheel moment.
But thank you for having me. Goodbye. I'll still be in the comments.
No, of course. But yeah, guys, make sure to hit her with a favorite, especially because she's got her show tomorrow, which I will be there again, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or she said 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think I'm right there. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so it would be 8. Yes. All right. So hello, everybody. Welcome. So, kind of an emergency. One of our guests just is not here. Just not here. They've had 42 minutes. Oh well, the show goes on. So I will be my own guest. So this is actually a story that it's actually a meet me story. Oh, before I start my story and I just get all into my own stuff, let's talk about what we're doing here. So you guys, anyone that's hopping in and you're just kind of like, hello, what's going on? This is actually my own official show on Meet Me. It's called Believe It or Not with Ebby Lynn. This is our 4th episode. If you guys are new here, please hit that circle star button at the top of the screen. And welcome to the show. We're going to go over kind of what the show is all about. So this show, each week I have 3 guests that all tell an unbelievable story. You're like, there's literally no way these people are telling like an actual genuine story. Like there's literally no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. But they are. At least 2 of them are telling an actual story. One person is lying. Lying. I could be the liar for literally all you guys know. I could be making up a story. Boom. Especially playlists. Playlists would be so easy to make up a story at. You guys don't even know how many people have playlists. Crazy. Crazy stuff. I could just make up a story right here, right now. I could. But also why not? We don't know. But, so to go over the 2 prior guests that we had. So we had my friend Panda in the box. So plastic confirmed. Woo! This is actually a different kind of pressure to like tell a story on your own show. It's a different kind of pressure. I don't know. So anyways, to go over what you guys missed. So Panda right here, make sure to hit him with a favorite. Purple VIP, also really great friend of mine. Hit him with a favorite. Panda told a story. To break it down, so he was in upstate New York and worked at this restaurant that was like a really bustling restaurant. I mean, like, that restaurant was pulling in like 50 grand a week. It's a big ass, I shouldn't swear on my own show. It's a big restaurant. It's a really big restaurant. There's a lot of people. Everybody's up in the kitchen. There, we're gonna beep. We're gonna like blurb that out. It's a big restaurant. All these people. So all these freaking concerts, right? And there was a 2 Chainz concert. There was an Imagine Dragons concert. There were like all these. There were like 3 concerts going on. And yeah, nobody heard that. Shh. Nobody. So anyways, all these concerts, and all of Panda's coworkers were like, we're gonna go see the 2 Chainz concert. So then he was like, well, me too. So they all leave, right? And they kind of go up to the stage, and you know, they're having a concert. He has this new song, and you know how they in concerts they'll just choose people to go up on the stage. So he did that. He chose Panda, and Panda's like, me? And he's like, yeah, you. And they go up on the stage, and then he had to leave, and then he got fired the next day. This job was like, hey, you went to this concert because this coworker snitched on him. Like, how rude. So yeah, that's Panda's story. So then we have Ari's story. Again, she's in the comments. Make sure you guys hit her with a favorite. So Ari, she basically, her family's like all musicians. Her father's a really famous musician, and they basically were essentially like at like a movie set studio kind of situation. And so she was like, orchestral. She got me there. Orchestral. And so, you know, she's there for hours and hours and hours. Her dad dragged us to this thing. She didn't want to go. She's like, oh, I don't want to go, Dad. You know, she's 9. She's like, ah. He was like, hey, you can sit in the back room. They've got yummy snacks, and you can have your comic books. And she was like, okay. So she's in like this like kind of private back room that not really people are supposed to be like going into. So she's in there immersed in her comic book universe. She was reading Batman. And, you know, so then this random dude walks in, and she's like, hello, like, who is this dude? They start chit-chatting, and she was like kind of shy, like, like, I'm here with a comic book. But he was super, super cool. And they start chit-chatting. Turns out the person she was chit-chatting with was the Kevin Smith. She didn't really know who it was at the time, but she just hanging out with Kevin Smith just like that. So then Kevin was like, hey, yo, like, I have a bunch of other nerd friends, you know, like, come hang out with us? And she's like, all right, beats being here. So she follows him. She goes into this room. So then she's in a room with, it's her, Kevin Smith, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck. And they were all just chatting. Well, Matt Damon was just kind of sitting on the side because he's not really that much of a nerd. But they were, like, going back and forth on this Batman stuff. So then they get into an argument about Batman, right? The origins of Gotham. And they were like, one of them was like, oh, you know, like, I think, like, Gotham was, like, originated here. And the other one's like, I think it originated here. And Ariana was like, oh my god, actually cracked my neck. She was like, y'all about to be schooled by this 9-year-old little girl. And then she schooled them. She schooled these grown men like a boss. And I love that story. But, could be fake. Alright, so now we got my story. So essentially, this was... so the first playlist that I went to, which was in 2019, so I had just gotten my top badge, like, January. I got my top badge January 18th, and playlist was, like, in February. So I was like, oh, I'm, like, this little baby top badge. Nobody cares about me. Like, I don't really like me. You know, I was like, I don't really know. seriously, I'm trying to be appropriate because this is supposed to be appropriate. We're supposed to not swear. The person who swore the most is me. So I'm kicking myself. I keep catching myself. I'm like, gotta be professional. Gotta be professional. But it's hard since I don't have someone in my box to be like host mode. Like right now I'm in like hardcore streamer mode. But anyways, right? That's awesome. I love that. Thank you for the favorite. Alright, so anyways, right? So I was going to playlist, and honestly, I'm so happy I went to playlist. It was one of the best times of my life. So playlist was like the best way I could describe it is, so it's at the Grand Marriott Hotel in Orlando, which is like a huge hotel. It's ginormous. Their pool area is probably about the size of like 2 football fields. I mean, it's huge. Just like the outdoor pool area. Absolutely 2 or 3 football fields. It's huge. Like NFL, like huge, right? So I was trying to find where like the Meet Me party is, because Meet Me has like its own party, and I was like, oh, I don't really know where it is. So I was literally, and I was late. I was like an hour late because I had car troubles, right? So I'm walking through, blah, 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 blah. I finally found the party. I had to like go through this back alley part. Finally found the party, and I'm like walking through. It's dark. You know, it's a party. There's like lights. There's a DJ dude. Literally just like these dudes hopping on like being a DJ and stuff. And I'm like, okay. And we're behind the DJs. I was like, okay. It's kind of like a backstage party because we're behind the DJs. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And I'm just like, dog, I don't know anybody here. Like, I'm walking around like, yo, I thought these were supposed to be Meet Me people. Because they weren't all Meet Me people. They were like literal celebrities there. But like, I don't know, man. I'm walking around like, I see like a TikToker and I'm just like, yeah, okay, TikTok. And like, I'm looking around and then I start seeing people I know. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And I get eased into the party, right? So then I meet one of the admins of the app, Audrey. If y'all know her, great. If you don't, that's okay. She was wearing like a little purple Meet Me shirt, and she had this really cute like sparkly skirt. It was honestly, oh, maybe the sparkly skirt was VidCon. And you know, I'm just gonna say she was wearing a sparkly skirt. It was really cute, and I was like, oh my god, hi! Like, it's so nice to meet you in person. And she was like, oh my god, hey! So we're chit-chatting. We're literally just vibing and hanging out. I was really excited to be like talking with like, you know, Meet Me admin, like in the flesh. I was like, oh my god. I was like asking all these questions. I was like so excited. I was talking a lot. And all of a sudden, like, she's like, oh my god, look, it's Brad Mondo. And I was like, Brad Mondo? For some reason, I was like, that name sounds really familiar. But I was like, I can't remember who that is. I'm not good with names. And I look over to like who she's pointing at, and I was like, oh my god, I know that guy. And if anyone knows who Brad Mondo is, you can literally search after this and he'll be like, oh, that guy. He's like a famous hairstylist, like on YouTube, TikTok. If you think of one like hairstylist, like you'll randomly come across his videos on YouTube for like no reason. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. But he's like a really cool guy. He's like, hey y'all. And he's cute, right? And so I was like, oh my god, I know that guy. I was like, I don't know why I know that guy. I was like, he just looks so familiar. And I was like, it was eating me alive. I was like, oh my god. So she was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go talk to him with me. And I was like, yeah, let's go, girl. So me and Audrey and Lee, we like go there and we chit chat with him, and he was like so nice and so sweet. I'm 99% sure we took a picture. Actually, I do have a picture with him. It's just a horrible picture. It's so blurry. You can tell it's him though, but anyways. So that was like, but that's not it, bro. And then also, so I'm walking around and I don't really watch YouTube, but my favorite YouTuber ever, which is, his name is Mac Does It, and I'm just like, oh, like I literally, my soul left my body. Like I was so happy. I was like, but I couldn't remember his name. I was just like, I don't know, that's not one YouTuber that I really like. So I like walk up, I ran up to him. I feel bad because I literally didn't even remember his name. I was like, I watch your YouTube videos. You're my favorite. And he was like, oh my god, thank you. And we're like chit-chatting, right? And he's got like his friend with him. I'm like, oh my god, I love you. And I'm fangirling. Out the blue. Literally, like, have you guys know like that meme? Like that anime meme? That's like the dude and he has like the sparkle eye and he's like, omae wa mou shinderu. And he's like, nani? And then it's like, yeah, that's literally what happened, except that, but make it Chris Casper. Which makes it 5,000 times funnier. I really wish he was here for this. I wish I was. It's up to you guys if you believe me or not. But Adam literally comes swerving around the corner because it's like a big circle. It comes around the corner and he's like, pops up, hey, Ebby, who's this you're talking to? And I'm like, like this famous YouTuber guy. And he's like, oh my god, you're totally fangirling. I was like, yeah, I am, dude. Needless to say, I was very embarrassed. But it was really cool because then like we introduced, like cross-introduced, and it was really fun. Ultimately, I'm glad Chris came over because I was probably blabbering like a dum-dum. But it was a lot of fun. I got to meet, I don't really watch YouTubers or like content creators, and I met like two of my favorites in like one night. So I was like, alright, score! So yeah, that's my story, I guess. Alright, you guys, let's go over this. So, who do you think the imposter is? So, again, first we've got Panda, who got accidentally invited to a 2 Chainz concert on stage, and then he got fired the next day. Ariana, who had an argument with Kevin Smith and Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon was just kind of chilling there, and they were arguing about like the origins of Gotham, in the Batman universe. So that's 2. Number 3 is me, and me meeting 2 of my celebrity people. Shoot, I smacked my nail really hard just now. Alright, who do you guys think is fake? Type 1 for Panda. Type 2 for Ariana. Type 3 if you think I'm lying. Just so you guys know, I can be an imposter if I need to. I can lie. Y'all don't think I can lie? I could have just made up the best story in the planet. I still believe Ariana. I don't know. Alright, so a lot of people are saying 2 for Ariana. A lot of people are saying 2. What do you guys think? Just throw some guesses out there. Brian thinks Panda's lying. Nobody's guessed me. You guys believe? I'm glad. Shoot, I can get away with stuff. He. I want someone to be sus of me. Nobody's sus of me. I know y'all love me, but no one's sus of me. Really, nobody? Y'all just believe me? You're like, yeah, she's telling the truth. Really? Nobody's sus. How you gonna meet 2 of your favorite celebrities in one night? Come on, think about it. Think about it. Think about it. 2 innocents alive? Yeah, okay. Alright. Anyways, basically, our imposter, only 1 person got it right. Brian! Our imposter was actually Panda. Ariana's story was true. And obviously mine too, although y'all knew that. Yes! She actually had an argument with Kevin Smith, Ben Affleck, and then Matt Damon was just kind of chilling there. He didn't really say anything. He was just there. But that actually, dude, if we got the castle, I would actually literally, like, lose my fit. I know. Yeah, but that's why I thought she would make a great imposter. Or no, not a great imposter, but a great guest to the story, because she has so many stories because of her upbringing. Basically, her entire family is just like friends with celebrities and celebrities themselves. Thank you guys for the gifts. So that's why she has a lot of really cool stories. And that one was one of the, I think the Matt Damon that just sitting there is hilarious. Thank you, Funny Tat. I really, really, really appreciate it. But yeah, I told you guys. I know, like, it's not even mixing it up. I was just thinking, I'm like, wow, it's really going to do the same one every time. But yeah, I really, really, really appreciate your guys' support and hopping in and hanging out. I appreciate you guys so, so much, especially since, honestly, I had to really wing a good bit of this show because one of my guests just, never showed up. So, it's good practice. Hey, the show quite literally must go on. Huge shout out to Ariana because I was really spitballing there. I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, Kevin Hart, he's like, Speaking of celebrities, I was literally trying so hard not to, I was, panicking. During Panda Story, I, to the side was, calling the third person. I was like, oh my god. Alright, anyways, you guys, much, much, much love. I think that this was a really, really great and honestly a successful show. It was awesome. So if you guys are new here, make sure to hit that circle star button at the top of the screen. You guys, please favorite Ariana. Please favorite, it's actually favorite everybody in here. Basically everybody in here is my friend. So thank you guys all so, so, so much for all the love. I appreciate you guys today. I appreciate y'all every day. So tomorrow, actually, Ariana has a show. It's called Nerd to Know. It's really, really cool, and I'm actually going to be a guest on that. So it's actually at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 8 Pacific. I said specific. 8 Pacific. So make sure you guys check that out. I will be sending blasts to remind you guys, but again, thank you guys. Much love. Everybody have a fantastic night. Good night, guys. See you next week at 7 p.m. on Monday. Bye.